What's up, babe? It's Stephanie here. Welcome back to High Vibe Love Life. So, I'm super excited today. I have one of my amazing clients with me, Leanna. She just finished the course Ignite Your Feminine Fire and Magnetism. So, I'm super excited to have her answer some questions because I've been getting a lot of questions about what exactly are these crazy rituals? What kind of experience can I expect? So hopefully these will answer some of your questions. So Leanna, thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, thank you, Stephanie. Hi.
Hi. So I guess my first question for you is what gave you the itch or kind of what inspired you to sign up for the course?
Oh my goodness. What didn't inspire me? I'm so invested in this type of work, except I haven't always known the avenue of how to get the healing that I was looking for. So I think a lot of us have experienced trauma in our lives, and you kind of repress and push it away and not think about it, and it can pop up in these ugly ways. And it was always something that I was curious about working on. And knowing you personally as a coach and as a friend, I knew that you really knew your shit. And I decided I really was just like the right place and the right time where I felt a tug and had the space and time for it and really desired to go deeper into this type of thing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, was there a particular ritual that gave you the biggest impact?
From all of the classes, I think some of the rituals I'll take with me in more of like a regular practice, but what made an impact and that I'll have a real memory of is when we danced the emotions and we went through anger and sorrow and then into being turned on, and we danced these feelings in a way that came so naturally for me. And though I've never done something like this before, it was just like, thank you so much for giving the opportunity for me to dance anger and just to be raw and really in it, and to get those feelings in your body ignited and worked out and worked through. It felt like a lot of resolving of repressed pains and things that I was going through at the time. So that was a real big one for me.
Yes, I love that so much. And I think
Uh-huh.
so many times as women, I think it's hard sometimes to put into words even what we're feeling, or like we don't even really realize like all these things that are bubbling up inside. So to be able to express them without words through
Mm,
dance, I think is so powerful. And
yeah.
then being able to use that key ingredient of turn on, because I think one of the biggest fears is getting stuck in that emotion. Like,
Mm,
if I feel sad, I'm gonna be sad forever. And you feel
yeah.
like you're never gonna get out of it. And so that's why I think that ritual is so powerful, is because we go through it and then we get out of it. So,
Yeah, yeah, and
yeah.
the transition was really, now that I'm thinking about it, the transition from anger to sorrow to turned on was really natural because I was able to find some sort of sexiness within the tears, and like being really solemn felt really sexy, and then eventually we went into the turned on dance. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Yes. So juicy.
Hmm.
Um, So my next question is, what was your favorite part about the course, or what was like a major transformation? So kind of if you can speak to those aspects.
Yeah. I have so much to share. I think a turning point, generally speaking, is just from before the class to after the class. I am more in charge of my own sexual experience, and I'm more empowered to know how to get what I want. First of all, to know what I want, then to know how to get what I want, and to not project onto others what is not happening for me. So I'm just taking a lot more self responsibility, and like a it's a very empowering way of being, instead of looking around and blaming, or like being timid and things. I can just be more direct and more clear, so that's a lasting effect.
Oh my God. That is like everything. I love that so much that you're like having that experience and owning your own pleasure, owning your own desires. Like, I think that is like my ultimate message. So I'm just like, oh, my heart is like bursting.
But I have to say something about that. As a woman who's empowered in her own sexual experience, if there's less of a need, quote unquote, for the man to, oh, I need them to give me pleasure. And if you're more empowered, it can be a scary place for men. And unfortunately, it's our job to include them in this experience of sexual empowerment and not, blame them or criticize them for being not ready or not there yet, but really like that interaction of trying to bring them up with you is very challenging, and it can be very scary for men who are not there yet. So
Yeah, I'm so happy you brought up that aspect as well because I do think men are receptive, and I think for the most part they do want to serve and they do want to please their woman. So I think the more that you can share your experience with the man in your life, um, you might be surprised by how open they are to learning rather than being mad at them for like where they're not meeting you. Bring them along with you and like
yeah.
inspire them by what you're learning.
I have to say that your class did super help in initiating things that were more creative and more and elevated the game.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, we kind of went through where you are now, where you were before. Is there anything else you'd want to highlight or add?
I want to highlight that this is it's like the initiation into a different way of being, and to engage in this course with as much as you've got, with all of your vulnerability and all of everything, because you'll get more out of it if you do. And I noticed one of the lovely ladies that we were with was so vulnerable and so in it, and like really needed this space. And I think, when you're calling out for sisterhood as well, just to be able to experience this together, to be able to share things that are happening that are similar, and then we don't feel as strange, and oh my goodness, I feel the same. And having that is really important, and it also is setting you up for the rest that happens after the class, because it's going to be something that you need to continue, and you need to still remain accountable to yourself for after. So.
Exactly. Like these are rituals, these are practices that you can continue using in your everyday life. And that's one of the reasons I created the course was for sisterhood, because as women, we thrive in community. Storytelling is medicine, and being able to witness each other and realize that we have similar experiences and inspire each other, like that's what creates the magic. So happy that you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for opening up and being vulnerable and sharing your experience. I hope that that helps some of you ladies out there and answers some of your questions. If you are interested in signing up for the course, or if you have further questions, just feel free to send me a DM and we can start a conversation. I look forward to chatting with you. So thank you, Leanna. I hope you have a beautiful evening.
You too. Bye.
All right, bye.